Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining for this Foundation Day celebration today of Uttoroner Disha. And I'm Arjun Bonik, I'm a member of this organization. Um, I'm very sorry first of all about not being in person, available today at this time because I'm out for some personal walks. But hope you're having a great session. And my talk is on the effect of imposter syndrome and like how students and people get affected by this. Like the main motivation of this talk is like to give you a space to to understand what you're feeling, and it's a kind of thing which everybody feel more or less, but like we don't want to talk about it with peoples, um and we should talk about it and we should know what is these things. So that's the basic motivation. So first of all, I would like to ask you, just take 2 minutes on the slide and just read it and think whether is this things are you or not. Just 30 seconds time. Please have a look and think whether these things are you. All right. So for me personally, I think I'm very much worried that but others will find out I'm competent or not. The second point, mostly I feel that, but people feel other things a lot. So for me, the answer is more likely yes, and that means you have imposter syndrome more or less. But yes, you have. But people do have. What is imposter syndrome basically? The feeling of inadequacy. That means you feel that you are not that competent of your works. You are not that confident, right? And we always feel something like this behind in your research, in your project, in whatever you're doing. Sometimes we feel that feeling of inadequacy. It's chronic self-doubt. Time to time we doubt ourselves on our walks, on our daily activities, and on our goals. So these are very natural. That's pretty normal, but we feel that's I'm the only person thinking on this. Everybody does not, but that's not the thing. Everybody feel more or less. Fraudulence, if like feeling like a fake fraud, like kind of things. We sometimes feel very much low in self-confidence and we don't know what we are doing sometimes happens. And those are the effect of imposter syndrome. And all these things affects mostly in females, not like males also, but mostly in females. We males also have them, but females have these things a lot. Like in general study, it is seen. Okay, but that is what imposter syndrome is, like self-doubt, feeling of inadequacies, fraudulence thinking, and you know what, feeling low a little bit. Like how it looks like the fear of failure. Like we always have a fear of what will happen if I fail, what will happen, this can happen. Don't think about result, think about your pace, think about what you are doing, just go through the process, don't think about your result. So fear of failure is a great, like it's a good source of imposter syndrome which we should avoid. Fear of success, we always feel that when you are succeeding and you have to limit yourself and you have to know how to deal with that success position, and that's very important, to know your threshold, to know how to handle that place. So that's very much fear which I get personally. Perfectionism, there is nothing called perfect in this world, so don't run about being complete perfect. That's not, that's what brings us down, like feels us imposter syndrome, but that's, nothing is perfect. So don't behind making complete perfect things. Feeling of cycle of anxiety is very natural. We all have anxiety, short-term reliefs we have. That's very important, right? And also a great desire to excel, which is important, but it also leads to imposter syndrome, that I have to reach that goal, I have to achieve that one. Again, I'm telling, don't focus on your result, focus on your process, focus on what you are doing. So now, why imposter matters? It matters your physical health, your mental health, your emotions. It affects relationships, which troubles you a lot. Lack in emotional and professional fulfillment, like unreached potential, and it's stressed you out. So that's what matters. Why that, like, that's why imposter syndrome matters, and that's why talking with people helps. That's what we're coming now. How do we acquire imposter syndrome? people do acquire it from family, like family impact from childhood pressurizing, doing that, you have to do that, you have to do this, otherwise what society will tell you, you have to achieve that. That's what leads us, right? That's what make us feel down, and we cannot do actually what we want. So that was put imposter syndrome on you in your future. Decision about alternate route, we cannot always take the route what we want. We have to take an alternate route based on some situation, based on your life. Like sometimes everything does not goes on a correct path, and you have to take alternate way out, and which you does not actually want from your heart, and it leads to imposter syndrome. Pressure of representing your group, sometimes we feel right, we feel down if we don't know what to say, we don't know how to represent, and we don't know how people will judge us, right? And unfriendly organizational cultures, that means sometimes we feel out of the box from a group, and that's us leads to an uncomfortable place, which it's fine, which my goal is that the feeling of these things is fine. You will feel, and you should accept what's happening to you, and because it happens to everybody, not only you alone, right? So like, how to deal with all these things? You should acknowledge that you have imposter syndrome. That's completely fine. That the presence of imposter syndrome, feeling down, self-doubt, fraudulence, feeling of inadequacies, less confident is fine. Like, that's a process. But like, you have to control to a limit. You have to know, you have to talk with people, you have to express your feelings to others, and you have to understand why it is happening, from which source. People will judge you from outside, that's fine, but you have to know what you are doing, and just believe in the process. Don't focus on the result, what's happening. You have to use your resources, what you are available, very wisely, because our resources are very limited, and you have to know how to utilize it. And the most important thing, the final thing, is work hard and get your success, which will really help you to get rid of imposter syndrome. And because success is the one which makes you happy, which makes us happy, everybody, and is very important. Just work hard. And that is why, to help you with all these things, Uttoroner Disha Foundation is very important. Why I'm telling you? Because Uttoroner Disha Foundation gives you a mentorship team, where you can express yourself with whatever goes on with your academics, whatever goes into life that affecting your academics life. And it's very important to get somebody beside to talk with, right? So Uttoroner Disha provides you a mentorship team, couple of people with you to talk with, career counseling with proper resources that you don't know what resource will be helpful for you, unless and until somebody outside of expertise is helping you with what you should do. And that's very much important for your career. And also you provide you guidance with the available resources, which will make you understand, yes, I need that. And sometimes you can't understand what you need, what you want. So that's why Uttoroner Disha stands for you. And I'm very glad to be a member of that organization, because we are the partner of your struggle, and that's to bring our society in a nicer place. And you are the society, you are the country, we believe. So you are the future. So that's why Uttoroner Disha is very much important, I believe, for the upbringing, lifestyle of the whole country peoples we have. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for your attention for the talk. Hope you have a great session ahead. And again, congrats to the whole team for the foundation, for founding Uttoroner Disha, and have a nice one. Bye bye. Thank you.